Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. I'm Jonathan Friedman, and alongside Rich Hirschen, Gray.
How are you?
Great. Always good to be with you.
You too.
And our wonderful host for the day, next up is Kevin Smith, President and COO of Best of Care. And thank you so much for hosting us today, Kevin, and willingness to be our next guest.
My pleasure. It's great to have
you
guys here
today. We
today.
haven't scared them away so far with the other guests that we've interviewed today.
So far,
Thank
so
you.
good. We'll see after this segment. But you have a lot going on, as always, and it's a pleasure. It's not the first time that we've spoken, and you want to touch on a couple of initiatives that are going on at Best of Care?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. We're very busy here at Best of Care. We've got a lot going on, as always, but for the purposes of this conversation, the first thing I'd like to touch on is a bit of an announcement about a new service offering.
Is this breaking news? Do we have a special drum roll for that?
Can we get the drop on the breaking news, please? This spring, we will be launching a geriatric care management division at Best of Care to complement the existing suite of services that we provide to our existing clients. So what this means is we are going to be taking on an opportunity whereby we can help our clients to coordinate care more efficiently. And specifically what I mean is we'll have a professional on our team who can help clients or potential clients evaluate their resources and make a decision, maybe pre-home care, whether home care is even appropriate. Maybe an assisted living facility is better. Maybe an independent living community is better, or a nursing home is appropriate based on their resources. And if we do make a determination that home care is appropriate, the family and the client knows that Best of Care is available with its team of over 400 caregivers to step in and help right away if necessary.
So why do you think the time is right now, or what do you see in the marketplace? You think this is good for not only for Best of Care, which I assume you've vetted that out, but also just for society, that it's a need out there?
Well, internally, we've seen a tremendous amount of growth with our private pay division. So with individuals who are either paying out of pocket or using a long-term care insurance policy, maybe tapping into a Veterans Administration benefit, we run into so many families who are asking us questions that, sometimes are a bit above our pay grade, so to speak. And I think that it makes sense to bring in a professional who actually has the training, the background, the certification, and the skill set to answer those questions and guide and consult and advocate for those families where necessary. So we saw an opening there. And we've been working with thousands of families over the years that it finally came to the point where I did some research and thought that this would be sort of a unique and appropriate addition to our team right now.
And it seems to me that by bringing in this professional, they can assess on multiple levels what's going on and really guide the either prospective client or the client in a number of different ways, more tailored and appropriate to their particular situation.
Absolutely, and not just the family, but also the family members. We deal with so many families who are in a crisis mode, where there are multiple, adult children who have varying opinions about what is right or not right for mom or dad, or what is financially or not financially appropriate for mom or dad, and sometimes the decision-making process can get drawn out for a very long period of time. And during that process, there's still somebody in need of some help, or at the very least, a decision about what that help should resemble. And this service, this geriatric care management service that we're prepared to offer, can step in and take sort of an unbiased, down-the-middle approach to the situation, provide an assessment to the family, and hopefully, they can take that and decide which direction they want to go in.
It just seems to make such logical sense, given that we're talking about a situation that is probably often highly charged emotionally. And as you talked about, having divergent opinions, and sometimes you have family, offspring that has various financial means, and some feel like, let's just spend the money, and others don't want to, and those can become very heated situations. So just take somebody who probably mediates a situation to some degree and provides, as you said, an unbiased view of the situation, hopefully bring people towards making a decision to move forward.
Right, and home care is not always going to be the right decision for every family, but if it is, again, we're here with the home care team to step in and put whatever services we need to in place quickly.
So you talked about it being a new adjunct service or additional service that you're offering. Is that an a la carte service? Is that something that somebody would possibly engage with you and say, I want the assessment done, but I'm reserving judgment on where we're going to go until the assessment's done? Is that how you view it?
Absolutely. It's again, just another reflection of the way that we operate in terms of our very tailored and concierge approach to caregiving with our families, where you're not going to get locked into any length of service or term or binding, agreement whereby you can't get out. If you want to try something, great. If it works, great. We'll continue to work together. If not, you can adjust, increase, or decrease that service as you see fit as a family or a client.
One of the things about Best of Care that I'm impressed with is, and beyond the services you're offering, but just as a business, and you're always looking at new opportunities of how to help the community and expand your business. I think it's impressive that you're the second generation that's part of the business. So I know that you had mentioned you're starting to team up with some independent living communities to try to continue to grow the business. Tell us a little bit about that.
So back in December, towards the end of December, Best of Care became the preferred home care provider at Fuller Village, which is an independent living community in Milton. And Fuller Village chose to work with Best of Care because of the fact that we're a local private organization. We're able to move very quickly in terms of hiring the home health aides and staffing the clients in need of home care over at that community. And we've now been there for over 2 months. We've got more than 50 home health aides who we've hired to work at Fuller Village. We've onboarded more than 100 clients who are receiving private home care services at Fuller Village. And really the relationship is very positive in nature. I think that the management team over there enjoys the fact that if there's any issues, they can give me a call directly. We can resolve things one-to-one as leaders of our organizations. And certainly the home health aides and the caregivers working over there really enjoy working in the same community where they don't have to travel very far. They can start and end their day in one location.
And it must be a valuable service for Fuller Village and the partnership, knowing that they don't have 20 different agencies coming and going all day long. From a logistics and a security standpoint, it must really make it an easier proposition for them.
100%. I think that they are really enjoying the fact that they know exactly where the aides who are coming into their residents' homes are coming from. They know that they've been vetted, background checked, and gone through a pretty rigorous HR hiring process. And I think that this is a model that can work in other communities. I'm fairly surprised that it hasn't caught on, in large part yet, but we're hoping that we can take this approach and tailor it to any specific community who would like to try their hand at this model.
With adding that number of new clients and the growth of the company, I would imagine it's hard to find well-trained employees that you're proud to have as part of the Best of Care team. What are you doing to try to expand the workforce and find these people?
Well, it is very difficult. It is a challenge to find the individuals to do this work. It takes a very special individual to do the work. But there are just so many clients. Everybody talks about the baby boomer generation who is just expanding so rapidly. And in order to address this situation, we form partnerships locally. Here in our building here in Quincy, we have formed a relationship and a partnership with Quincy College. So Quincy College has utilized our space to train home health aides using their instructor. And in this partnership, the aides are guaranteed employment with Best of Care upon completion. So when they complete their 75-hour training program, not only do they know they're getting that certificate, which never expires, they're a home health aide for life, but they also know that they have a job opportunity waiting for them, and our schedulers are eager to fill their schedule with new assignments.
That's a wonderful program. And are they, as part of their training in 75 hours, are they working with some of the people here? Are they seeing real on-the-job training, or is that not part of the program?
Well, they are doing some of the classroom and the hands-on skills training with our skills lab that we have set up with some hospital beds and dummies and wheelchairs and some of the things that you might see in a simulated version of a client's home. So they're doing that here, and they're getting to interact with our staff, getting to learn more about our company, so that when the time comes for graduation and to get hired, they've already got a connection with Best of Care.
That's wonderful. I mean, it gives you an opportunity also to vet these students and see how they react not only in the classroom but transition into the field and build them a nice opportunity to start their careers.
Right.
It seems that the industry has gone through a change where more and more skill is necessary, and it's always interesting to call people care for people unskilled labor, yet
Right.
Seemingly that skill set is developing and the standards for those skills are evolving and becoming more stringent. In terms of Best of Care and your model, do you foresee a time when we'll get on par in terms of the skill set that is in the marketplace and what's driving the growth, the demand for service?
Well,
Or is that going to be an age-old challenge that you're always going to be challenged to find enough people that want to go into this field?
I can probably safely say there will never be enough people to do all the work that is necessary to keep all the people who want to remain at home. But something's got to give at some point in terms of the accessibility of the training. There is so much opportunity available for people who want to do this work, simply because of the fact, like I said earlier, the number of people who need the service is infinite at this point. But the accessibility to the training, coupled with the nature of our workforce, we're talking typically about an immigrant population, people who are low-wage earners. So finding the trainings, accessing the trainings, paying for the trainings, and actually completing the trainings is a real hurdle. So at some point, I expect that the accessibility has to and will change so that more people who want to do this work will have fewer barriers to get to it, because it is a societal issue at this point. We need people to do this work to keep people safe at home, because you don't see new nursing homes being built every day. That is just not the way that things are moving right now in society.
Right. It would seem to me a natural would be with the shrinkage within retail occupations that's a natural, people that typically would fill those roles might be looking towards this as a growth industry and an opportunity to develop. But maybe the skill sets are quite different. But again, it's about servicing people.
Right. We would hope so. But on the flip side of that, sometimes a retail position or a fast food position is more attractive because
less stressful, probably.
You know where you're going
right.
every day. You know you're getting, you sort of know what you're getting. As opposed to home care, you walk into a person's home and sometimes you don't know what that situation is going to look like or feel like on any given day.
Well, fascinating to hear what you guys are doing and always staying ahead of the curve. And it sounds like always have your fingers in a lot of different initiatives, and wish you guys continued success as you grow and develop your business and move on. And any additional plans? I know that you're in multiple geographies within Eastern Massachusetts. Do you see expansion over time into other footprints, or is that not on the drawing board at this point?
I don't know today. Ask me tomorrow.
We'll come back for another interview. We can get that. Leave the audience hanging, right?
Absolutely. Kevin Smith, Best of Care, President and COO. It's been a pleasure having you on Radio Entrepreneurs, and we want to thank you deeply for allowing us to bring our show to you today and hosting us. It has been a great pleasure. And Rich Hershen, Gray, Gray, always a pleasure having you here and being
Always
alongside
enjoy
you.
it.
And to our audience, if they want to get in touch with Best of Care on multiple levels, if they want employment or they want to learn more about your services, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
bestofcareinc.com is the best way for anybody to get a hold of us, learn more about us, or you can certainly give us a call at any time, 800-310-5800.
Wonderful. Our hosts for the day, Kevin and Stephen Smith, thank you very much from Radio Entrepreneurs, and we'll be right back with another segment on Radio Entrepreneurs.